back with another episode of Strahd on Crone's Crucible. We have our team here ready. We have a couple of people sniffling into Kleenexes tonight, so they're off camera. I was last night and maybe a little bit tonight. I don't know. I have to honk my nose during the broadcast. I apologize, but I've got some sinuses bothering me tonight as well. But here we are and ready for our excitement. When we left off last week, they had just managed to defeat a whole bunch of things, including a mountain goat, which Dirok then managed to tame and use as a replacement for the horse that the Rock had killed, ROC, big flying bird, which is what you can see there on the screen. It's called the Rock of Mount Gakis, its formal name, by the way. They had climbed up through this snowstorm, which is steadily getting worse. The higher they climb, the snow gets deeper and deeper, and they are really getting where they have trouble walking as they move along, and they were stopped by this gate, and then had, as they tried to climb over the gate because of certain blocks that they were seeing there, they tried to climb over it, and they awoke the gargoyle-like statues that were on top, which turned out to be some demonic flying vulture kind of things that they had to handle. And by the time those things had finished screeching all over the place, they'd awakened half the mountain, which then the goat and the rock came screaming in on them, and that was where we left it. Was they were just going when they turned around, and the rock, who had been temporarily banished by Vlad, suddenly pops back into existence. Does anybody have anything they want to say before we start, like any last will and testament?
Victor is going to try and negotiate. Since talking is a free action, I would like to attempt to do so immediately after we get through anything else anyone wants to say.
What language are you talking in?
Well, I still have comprehend languages active, so I'm going to speak in rock. I'm going to speak in the universal language of rock!
Harry,
he's got speak with animals.
You may have speak with
animals.
Speak with
animals, sorry.
But
not comprehend language.
Yeah, that one I wouldn't allow. But speak with animals, and so you don't have to specify which animal you are.
Yeah, it's targeted on me rather than them. Yeah.
All right. So the first one up, if no one else has any last will and testament, the first one up will be Sylvia.
I'm gonna hold my action for Victor. If it looks like any point this negotiation is not going to work, I'm going to punch the bird with Bigby's hand.
Can I go ahead and try and talk, or do I need to wait for my turn?
You can.
Right.
I was waiting for the rock's turn. You can go.
All right, so Victor is going to slowly turn around.
Yeah.
And he says, welcome. You have arrived just in time. We are having a summit of the strongest beings on Mount Gakis, and we were all very worried about you not showing up. It just wouldn't be the same without you. We already have our goat friend here. What was your name again, Mr. Goat?
Sangzor.
Yes, the great and honorable Sangzor has come to join us. And what is your name, my amazing rocking friend?
Sorry.
There's
I think my spell didn't work quite right. Could you say that one more time? Kree-Kakaza. Is that right? The great Kree-Kakaza. Welcome. How was the horse?
Delicious!
Oh, good, good. So, would you land and speak with us for a while? We have been on a long journey and would love to learn of your greatness.
Can someone tell me if it's working? I just want to hit the thing already.
Yeah, Victor's just been screeching for a while.
Unworking yet, but
Unfortunately, we just lost.
Hanny's back, more or less. He's been having some
Oh no!
struggles on
Blue
his,
screen of death.
Yeah. We'll see if he comes back in. He's got a circling.
In chat, he said, "I'm frozen. I'm frozen."
Yeah. He's frozen on Mount Gacchus. Okay, that's it. Durok is dead. He's frozen on top of the goat.
No!
Oh, my connection to Roll20 was interrupted, apparently.
Oh, we're having all kinds of problems.
It's the interwebs.
But, from outside, you're not entirely sure what's going on. The only thing you see on the rock's point of view is it's flapping a little harder and it's rising. It was at ground level, but while this conversation is going on, it's flapping higher and higher, and it's now up to about 20 feet in the air. Let me go back to the photos for a little bit while Derek is trying to get his...
Do we want to keep it here or let it go?
Are you perhaps suggesting that we move our summit of the strongest beings to another venue?
Just a moment. I'm adjusting for the problems on the thing.
If this...
Yes?
Sorry. I was gonna say, if this thing is moving, wouldn't that mean I get the attack of opportunity with Bigby's hand?
Bigby's, in order to do an attack of opportunity, it's basically like a melee attack on your person. Spells don't get attacks of opportunity.
Okay, well, I figured since it was like
Bigby's hand is more like spiritual weapon.
Okay,
It's a weapon that is in the air, you are not being attacked, is what he is saying. Your weapon may be, it's like if you took a sword and put it way away from you in the snow, and an animal attacked that sword, you wouldn't get an attack of opportunity with that sword.
Oh. I was just trying to figure out if there's anything I could do, because I mean, if it's moving away from us.
No.
I mean,
unless that hand was next to you, where you were within the 5-foot range, you have to think of a spiritual weapon or Bigby's hand as an actual handheld weapon and the kind of things. Basically, think of a sword that got thrown and is spinning around in the air. The sword isn't attacked. You are. And then you could use that sword to make an attack, but
that is so confusing. It's like I have it positioned there for reasons, but yeah.
Basically the spell I just looked at that. The spell creates an object. Objects cannot take actions. So in order to take an attack of opportunity, you have to use your reaction. Objects don't have reactions either.
Yeah. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense to me. That was just double checking.
You just have to think of it like it's a real weapon, than the kinds of things that would happen if your weapon was spinning around in the air away from you. You're not being attacked, but it's there.
All right. I mean, I had it because I remember saying I was gonna hold my action to attack with the hand if it looked like things were about to go south. And when you said this thing is rising up to about 20 feet in the air, I'm like, is this the moment that I need to start bringing it back down, or? Well,
I mean that might trigger the reaction that you had held if you held your action to do that.
Yeah.
All right.
So that would be different.
Would occur. Yes, that would be different. That you would use the hand if it looked threatening to Victor. Wasn't that what you said?
If it looked like I think I know my wording was if things went south, like his negotiation didn't look like it was working.
Right. That condition is not met. The thing is not attacking him. It does not look like it's about to attack him. It's more casting its gaze over the entire party. It's looking at everybody, trying to figure out what's going on with you, but it's not directly attacking at this moment. Victor is the only one, I would say, at this point that would have an attack as it's slowly moving away. It's not like retreating in appearance. It's just slowly, each flap of its wings, it's a little higher.
Yeah,
So-
Victor is maintaining sort of a diplomatic stance. He's not going to take an attack.
Ouch.
And it does not attack him, and it continues to rise until it's above the height of the gate, and with one final screech, it says at Victor in its language, "My mountain! Mine! I rule Mount Gacchus! You shall not pass!" Yes, I know. Copyright by,
Phrases aren't copyrighted. Catchphrase.
and it begins to fly away up and up across the mountain, but not attacking you. It's rising and flying away.
Well, so Victor now is speaking common. He says, I'm getting very mixed messages from this fellow.
So it's leaving, or is it about to come back and say howdy doody?
Do we want to keep it here, or do we want to keep it here, or let it go quickly?
Maybe a bit of column A, maybe a bit of column B.
I need absolutes.
Let's get
Let's-
inside. If we get
Yeah.
inside, it can't get us from above.
Yeah, let it go for now. Let's get under the thing with the spikes that are on top.
All right.
All right, now getting under it is more of a challenge than just getting under it. If you look up at the thing that we've got, let me change this to our battle map here from this picture that I had up. So that as soon as I find it.
Yeah, there's some green stuff, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna. All right, there we go. You've got this swirling vortex of very disgusting looking green in the middle of this portcullis, which is closed. So if you got under the edge of the portcullis overhang, you still wouldn't be under cover, really, because there's not that much of a lip on it. And so you've got, yeah, and then you would be standing pretty much in the green swirl. I wish I could get my video at least to stay in place. If it would stay in place, I'd be fine. But with this, I want to show on stream what I'm saying with my hands. I tend to talk with my hands a lot. I'm of somewhat Latin descent, and so I prefer to talk with my hands. But we've got the stuff in the middle coming and going, so hang on just a moment, everybody in video land, and let me see what I can get on this if I rearrange stuff.
Yeah, there's some technical difficulties on the end of people.
Maybe if I don't show the two in the middle, because Discord rearranges everything, so I'm trying to get it so that I can show me at least if I stay somewhat in the right position. Let's see, now that puts me in a crazy posture there. Oh dear.
All we need now is like some be right back technical difficulties music.
Yeah, I could do that, but then I have to cut it out of the other Aha, okay, there it found me. Where it put me. Way over there. And we'll try that. And see if that will work temporarily anyway, so we can at least get my hand signals on this. With the cold mountain snows behind me there. So you've got this portcullis, and there's a very short overhang on the portcullis, so you wouldn't be protected from anything. And you have to stand in the green flame even to get under that lip. And then to get up on top of the pointy things above, you have to again climb up and try to get through those, which there is enough room to squeeze between those spikes. It looks like it was more designed to stop things that were coming down from above, like maybe dragons or something, who knows. But you are having a bit of difficulty getting through this gate.
I can fix that.
Is the swirl like a magical thing, or?
Yes, he already detected magic on it.
It is very definitely magical. I'm going to try to get rid of it, and if that fails, I have another solution, but it will use lots more.
I could give it a shot.
To dispel it or to get through the wall?
To dispel it.
Oh, go ahead.
For some reason, I feel that it is necessary to the fabric of the universe to let the POTUS do something first.
Oh. Yeah, that's true, yeah. The thing that I need to find out in this, and what you will be able to do, is whether a POTUS is going to take an action. Nobody has yet said one way or another whether they are going to take actions against it, and he's waiting. He's kind of holding his action, waiting to see.
My apologies. I don't want to fight this thing if we don't have to.
Me either.
Well, at least we're all in agreement on let's not murder the thing that might
Let's
murder
just
us first.
let's let him pass. He may be needed later. If he returns to attack us, then we'll crush him.
With that, the rock continues to fly away into the distance, around and over the mountain, disappearing until it again in the sky seems to be a normal bird size. You can see it dwindling and disappearing as it goes. So it does not attack you. It seems to be sated for the moment with the horse that it ate. So if you are not going to make any hostile attentions on it, you are out of combat.
Whew. Well, that was easy.
But like I said, I was getting kind of mixed messages. I said, it should land and talk with us for a while. I was going to, figure it out from there. But it said this is its mountain and none shall pass. So, and then it left. So, mixed messages. Maybe it will get really mad when we pass this gate.
Again, if it returns, then we shall crush it.
Well,
Right, so about this thing.
yeah,
So, I'm going to cast Dispel Magic.
Which does indeed work. Well, give me a... give me your DC.
As he goes up to cast a spell magic, I'll cast guidance on him.
DC equals 10 plus the spell's level. This says the DC on the dispel is 16. I don't know how that works with how that is written.
It's a d20 plus your spellcasting modifier, and then I cast guidance on him, so he would have an additional d4 on top.
Roll another D4, you might make it. Nope. DC 16. Yeah. No, you.
Well, it's not an Arcana check. It is a D20 plus your spellcasting modifier.
Oh, whoops.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
I see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a flat.
Okay, 1d20.
plus spell.
So let's see, it's just so it's just a wisdom check. So 1d20 plus 4 plus 1d4. Nope. All right. You take a try. I'm going to go get my donkey.
Wait, what is your spellcasting modifier?
Wisdom. It's plus 4.
Okay.
I only rolled a 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could be at this all day. I'd rather take the fast way. Vlad will go up to the wall right here, and he's going to hope and pray that the wall is less than 5 feet thick as he casts Shape Stone, and just makes a door in the wall.
I actually don't know how. Does it say specifically? Measure it other than
It does. Let me find it.
I think she's looking at the actual stone.
Yeah, I'm looking at what it says specifically here, but it doesn't say. It just says it's 30 feet high. Adjoining walls are 20 feet high and lined with stone spikes. So just measure it.
Yeah, I mean, if the pictures are accurate, it's about 5 feet on the dot.
Yeah, I imagine
Because
that's exactly what
measuring
they
it on the
5
top,
feet.
it's about 5 feet, and you can see up here that it's on the top picture that it's thinner aside from the support structure. So right in the middle should be under 5 feet probably.
So Vlad just goes up, places his hand against it, and makes a 5 feet wide, 5 foot tall door in the side of the wall.
Somehow that feels like cheating.
Your horses don't feel like that. Now you're going to have to get off of them and lead them through very carefully.
I believe the plan was for Apophis' summoned mount to guide the horses to a safe location at this point.
Is this the
I mean, how far away is the temple at this point?
It's still a fair amount away. It's not just like over the hill. You've got quite a walk. I've specifically got it here somewhere. Let me read it so that that one mileage between Solenka and the temple is 5 miles.
Oh, this is Solenka Pass?
Yes.
Oh, this is not anywhere near where I thought we were. Okay.
Yeah, this is not the Amber Temple.
If you said horses are about 4 feet tall.
Horses can, their backs are about 4 feet tall, and you can pull their heads down and get them through things. They get a little skitterish in tight spaces, but you can get them in. Consider the fact that they get into 5 to 6 foot horse trailers all the time.
So Vlad rides through once they.
Yeah. You ride after you get him through.
Well,
you don't ride him
once
through.
Once he gets his horse through the wall, he will get back on.
It'll be a little tight, and there will be a little bit of wood scraped off of your hubcaps there, Victor. A little tight on the width of your donkey cart, but you managed to get it through by pushing and shoving a bit. Sylvia, are you releasing Bigby's hand?
Yeah.
Well, it only lasts for a minute.
I figured I'd keep it following us for the duration, just in case anything else showed up. So it'll just kind of trail behind. Probably also helping Victor push the cart through, but and get across.
Very good.
Come on now, all of you get to me.
Yeah, you can just take them around the edge.
I'm trying to move it, but for whatever reason,
you have to go up and around the door.
Up and around.
Yeah.
I see. There we go.
So we're able to pass through, though.
Yes. So I will take Dirok's thing through because he's trying desperately to get his to work.
Okay, I can handle this. I'm an ass man.
Okay. And with that, you continue on. And the first thing you notice is this enormous guard tower that you saw. You could see the top of it when you looked beyond the gate. It's the thing that way up on top, it has these what look like they are gold plated statues standing on top of warriors, some kind of warriors on the thing. And there is a door that you can enter if you choose to.
How high up are these warriors?
They are 3 floors up, so we're looking at about 45 feet high, I suppose. Looking to see if it specifies how high it is above specifically, but I would say, it's 45 feet. Yep.
Okay.
Crazy question.
What's up?
Does it look big enough for the horses and the wagon to park in?
The horses you could probably get through, but the door is very much more person-sized, and I don't think the wagon itself would go through. You could get the donkey and the horses through, however. I'm not sure Sangzor would go in. I'd have to roll on him.
Well, Sangzor would probably, like, Billy Goat himself around the cliffside while we're waiting for us.
Vlad goes up and tries to open the door. Do I see, before I open the door, do I see any sort of magic on the door?
What,
Getting flashback from the wizard tower. No, I don't.
There are no symbols or anything on the doorway at all. But it is somewhat. It seems to be barred from inside, perhaps.
Are there any windows?
There are
I'm
windows.
pretty sure the bard's on the outside, though.
No, the bar is on the inside.
He was making a pun. The bard is on the outside.
I am going to hit you.
And the windows.
About the sword and attack.
There are windows in this, but you could just barely catch a glimpse of one of them when you were on the other side of the gate. Can't see it from
I'm
where
gonna
you
try
are.
turning to mist and slipping inside.
That would be successful because it's not fitted real tightly in this door frame. It's just a big, heavy oaken door, and you are
I
able.
need to try it. I can't do it.
Yep, I will take you in. At least I will try to. There we go.
DMs hate us. We
Polish
overcome
just
every
comes
obstacle.
at him with the sword for the offense of the terrible pun. Victor just.
I will, in response to Vlad's comment about DMs hate us. No, every one of these things were designed. They're not invincible. They're not designed to be invincible. If everything was invincible, shut the game down and go away. You can't get in anywhere. It only
Victor,
requires you to think of how you can overcome it.
Victor opens the door and says, "Oh, hello! Fancy meeting you here. Come on in."
Let me take the bar off the door, and all of you can come in. Come here, bar.
Does he have... Is this tower technically owned by anyone?
You don't.
Oh yeah, if it is
No?
a
Okay.
residence and I wasn't invited, I may not have been able to get in.
You were able to get in, so I guess that would answer that question.
Fair enough.
He gets immediately booted right out. Oh, I guess I don't like people.
Gets phase shifted through the door. Takes 5d10 force damage.
So now you see yourself looking into the ground floor of this tower. There is an empty fireplace, cold, empty, completely empty. Doesn't even have much residue of charcoal or anything from previous fires. It's been a very long time since it's been lit. There are windows on 3 sides of this. Let me make sure they did not put dynamic lighting over the windows. They didn't. Or did they? Yes, they did. No, they didn't. It's open. Okay, you can see it's glass. It's heavy leaded glass, but it is glass. And There are stairs going up from the ground floor, but it is completely empty. The only sound is you can hear wind howling down the chimney.
Hey, Dirok, come take point.
Okay, are you seriously not paying attention?
What?
Wrong person to ask for taking point.
He's not able to. He's not connected.
Yeah, well,
I know, that's why I'm saying.
He's just saying we'll put him on guard duty for now until he can get back in. That's fine.
Okay. I knew he wasn't here, that's why I asked him. We'll just kind of move his token around.
So for right now, he'll stay outside by the door, watching to make sure no enemies come down the road.
I'd like to explain that my reasoning for that was that Gore always says that Dirok is the one who is always at the front. Is the only reason I said.
Fair enough.
You're fine.
All right then.
You're fine.
Ebotis, come take point.
No, you're fine.
Zatra, keep an eye on things. Alright. Okay. And he keeps the sword sheathed for now. And makes his way upstairs.
Okay.
Glad is behind him.
Who will remain downstairs besides Dirok?
I'll stay downstairs to help look after the horses. Probably give them food and see if they're pets, calm down, all that fun stuff. They just met a giant bird that tried to eat them, so.
Hold on 1 second while I clear a little bit of stuff that I have blocked from view on the stream, and we will put you where you belong. You come up into the upper floor, which is very much like the previous floor. There's more windows. That actually is a window. Why is that showing like it's an open door? It's not. Yeah, exactly. Give me a well, let me see. Let me look at your passives. Oh yeah, Vlad, you easily look up and notice that above you there is a trap door with a ladder and a rope that you can reach up and pull down the telescoping ladder so it'll come down to the floor. You do so. The ladder drops to the floor with a kind of a clatter.
The ladder drops with a clatter.
Yes, exactly.
I think this is the next way up.
There is also a fireplace here on this one too, and I want to see if it explains to me why it has an open section.
Well, shall I go up?
It doesn't say why there's an opening section.
If you wouldn't mind.
Alright, need the stove, and he starts clambering up.
And the trap door drops down. Yet don't move it yet. I don't know why it let you through. Oh, you went through the window.
Oh yeah!
I wondered how you got there. Just 1 second. All right. When the door drops down, you can see the gray sky overhead and the wind swirling above you. The wind gets very much louder when you open that door. I shouldn't have to ask. I should just let you speak it, but I will ask on this round, does Vlad have any of his detects up? He has not set
His detect magic is on. He doesn't have his eye of depth death perception on right now because he's still on the floor with the ladder. He hasn't gone up.
All right.
Detect magic is blocked by 1 foot of stone, 3 feet of dirt or wood.
You would detect that something is going on above you. You detect, I wish I had a listing of all these spell skills. I always say that and I never have it up. But hang on 1 second.
Divination, evocation,
I won't
transmutation.
remember. I only remember
Okay.
written. Don't even try. All right. You detect an enchantment.
There is something magical up there. It's enchant. Pretty sure it's going to be the statues.
Fair enough. And he goes up.
Okay, now you can jump through the window if you want.
Whee!
POTUS flies across the...
Yeah.
Vlad
Yeah.
goes up after him. Are these skeletons there?
Yes, the skeletons are there and laying in the snow. There's piles of snow up on this roof. The wind kind of swirls it off as fast as it lands, and we can try doing that. Duroc has requested that we restart the call, but that'll be a problem. So we'll be off for just a moment on visual. Hang on, people. We will do this. Everybody break call.
I should have just tested the flippin' other channels to see if I could connect there. Then I would have found out that it was just the call that I couldn't connect to.
You're having these issues.
I am so sorry. I had no idea why it just froze on me and then wouldn't let me connect.
It's
Just
computers.
It could have been something. It could have been something with like the server that particular call was going through. Just happened to not be a good connection.
Exactly. You know, it's computers and they have minds of their own. We've managed pretty well here. We've got you standing guard outside the lower floor of this guard tower while they are going up and trying to explore some of the things that are happening. But,
What happened with the rock?
It flew
It
away.
left.
It flew away.
Oh. I didn't get a chance to attack it.
No.
Nope.
By the time your turn would have come up, it was already 40 feet in the air.
Yeah, it was slowly rising and pulling away, and Victor had a conversation with it, a rather brief conversation. It wasn't exactly the most verbal in the world, but the rock eventually said, "This is my mountain," and flew away.
I mean, I did have the means to try to catch up to him with my Skyrim goat.
In the air?
I could have climbed up and then jumped off from the
Right.
goat to the rock and then try to make the rock my mount.
Not by the time.
You've been back for less than a minute, and I'm already just.
I have to.
Time for him to freeze
it's a
up
ritual.
again. Anyway,
But yeah,
Don't you scare me like that.
Yeah, it would have gotten away because once Victor started the conversation, it decided it was just going to try and talk you guys into the fact that it owned the mountain, and it flew away to its throne or whatever it does in the time that it's not around any place.
we are currently up the tower next to the wall. Vlad made a door in the wall for us to go.
Yeah, he got you through by like burning a hole in the wall, and Victor got you into the tower by slipping under the door in a form of mist. And now Vlad and Apotus and Victor are climbed all the way to the top of the tower via the stairs and a ladder into a trap door on top. So you may, where is Dirok going to be now that you're here to run it? Lynn is remaining outside.
Derek would use the goat to climb up the cliffside to the top of the tower.
It's on the other side of the.
Yeah.
Well, on the top of the gate then.
You're beside. Are you?
I'm logging in.
Okay.
It's
Yeah,
just taking forever for it to log in.
You need to log in. You're not visualizing it.
Yeah, basically, so we got through the gate. The rock is nowhere to be seen, and the top of the gate looks like it's spiked in such a way that it's designed to prevent things like the rock from landing. And we've passed through the gate due to stone shape, and now we're exploring the tower that's on the inside side of the gate.
Come on.
And the cliffside, I'm writing something here so people will remember. The cliffside goes down next to the tower, not up. So it's 500 feet down to the river and lake below. And I'm waiting for him to get in game so that he can see.
It's just taking forever.
500 feet
Firefox
down to the
decided
river
to.
and lake below.
All right, we will go on with where you are, and Dirok will come running up the stairs. Just tell me, Dirok, you are just outside the door of the tower, not the gate, the tower. Are you going to climb up the inside of the tower to the top where the others are, or are you going to remain at the door outside?
Is my goat able to come in with me?
It would fit. It would be resisted. It doesn't want to go inside things.
Is there any, can I just climb on the cliffside to the, is it to the north side from where he came?
No.
I thought you said I could.
No, I did not. I kept saying, no, it goes down from the tower. The tower is standing above.
I'm not talking. Alright, you're gonna have to wait for me to actually log in then, because I need.
Okay, so what's going on is.
If you just tell me whether you want your goat cannot come with you, period. Now, question.
Why is it not letting me sign in?
Will Dirok be remaining with Sylvia, or will Dirok go up with the other three?
I will find out as soon as this. Why are you not letting me sign in?
Jeez.
Of course, I'm gonna have other problems.
The cliff goes down.
Well,
and then it flattens out with the gate.
Mute for a moment, and we'll go on with the three of them at the top of the tower. So yes, Vlad, there are these skeletons laying half buried in the snow that whips around and whirls around on top of this tower. At times, the snow is deep, almost to the parapets, and at other times, wind comes and swirls it out and blows it over the side, and you can see the bones sticking out again.
I will switch depth perception for depth perception and flip down my patch.
The statues themselves glow.
How many corpses are there?
There are 8.
And how many statues are there?
8.
Epotus goes to pick up one of the skeletons and chuck it off the cliff.
Instantly, one of the statues comes alive.
Yep. Figured that out real quick.
Well, it's a good thing we don't have to wait for something ominously to happen.
I think the spirits of each of these skeletons are inside each of these statues.
We'll just have to
For
scare
some
them out
reason,
then.
it's not taking on any of the layers. Come on, one of these layers has to... Unless I put it on dynamic lighting or some damn thing. There. Okay, I clicked it on that layer several times, but it did not work. All right. The statue kind of moves almost like a construct for a moment, and then swirling out of it comes this phantasmal form that sweeps out, and it takes very vaguely the shape of a female warrior, and it lifts its hand as if it's trying to stop you. No, we shall defend to our last.
Don't throw the skeleton. That's so rude.
More of
I'm
this.
sorry that he tried to throw the skeleton. Don't throw the skeleton to boats. Really, how do you even throw a skeleton? It's a bunch of pieces.
And he starts to
Go.
lower it back down to its spot.
I am going to attempt, since it seems like Durok's going to remain with us for a while, I'm going to attempt to put our videos back up. We'll see if it will work. This does not, Mike does.
You know, Vlad, I'm getting very tired of all these friendly undead.
Yes.
You know what? I want to kill.
Well, I'm
that
sorry for
bastard.
being so friendly and agreeable.
Well, I want to find that bastard in the tower and just in the castle and just kill him for leaving all of these conflicting stories behind for me to run into.
You're not wrong.
Actually, that will simplify things. Excuse me, Miss Spirit. Hello. My name is Victor. What is your opinion on Strahd? If I may be so
I'm taking a
bold,
political poll. How do you feel
Taking the
about
GED.
would you say he is a total dick? Kind of a dick? You don't really care? He is cool and handsome and sparkly? Or he is your lord for all time? Just anywhere in that rating.
Strahd?
On a scale of 1 to 10.
On a scale of 1 to 10, I think he is a -1. Yes. No, she.
Oh, good, you're good.
We don't have to destroy you. Hey, go in game.
You
yet.
can't see my face right now, but I'm trying to put my jaw back up. And just like, the hell am I listening to?
Do you still think that there aren't going to be shenanigans?
There's always shenanigans with
it's
this,
a
but
dog-
still.
it's a
Always
Dawnwatch.
shenanigans.
It's the Dawnwatch. It's only shenanigans.
The
Shenanigans
team.
and boss destroying.
Go team shenanigans.
Right.
Oh my god, we are the A-team. Just shenanigans and success.
Shenanigans and tank nuking. Or boss nuking, rather.
Okay, now I see what you meant.
Yeah.
Yeah, Derek will stay outside.
Okay. But yeah, she says, Strahd is the cause. If he had not come, all would have remained.
Oh, you were the defenders of this place before. I understand now. So what's going on is that these people were here before Strahd became a vampire, and they were the defenders of the temple. They were the ones who were keeping the evil hidden. And Strahd came through and killed them and forcibly took the evil. Is that about correct?
She nods without saying anything. She kind of bows as she nods.
Well, no, that we are opposing Strahd and that we are trying to weaken his power. That's the only reason why. And once we do so, we will come back and put your spirits to rest.
And with that, the statue begins to form back into the position that it had before and takes up the original guarding with its spear or shield or whatever it had held aloft. The different statues have different things on them.
So let's see. How many nightly orders does that?
3 now, I believe.
Perfect. Things always come in threes. Things should be much more simple going forward.
Good. I could have simply sent them all to the afterlife, but
I feel like that would be even ruder than what I was trying to do.
it would be ruder. It would also.
I
take
was
more
just
power.
trying to prevent the corpses from rising up and attacking us while we weren't, aware of it. But that would just be it.
It seems like this problem took care of itself. Let's go.
All right.
Is Vlad, before we go down from the tower, Vlad takes a look around. Is there anything? What does this lever seem to do?
You don't know. There's a lever of some kind.
You know what? Actually,
Vlad pulls it.
Vlad pulls it, yes.
Pull this switch.
And as you do so, as you do so, you don't see anything from where you're standing at the moment, right? Let's consider you're standing. Show me where you're standing.
Oh, I just pulled the lever, so it'd be about right here.
Bonus is probably over here.
Okay, as you look over the parapet, you are able to tell that the gate is no longer glowing. The green.
That's about what I thought I did.
Yeah, perhaps we should put it back just to make sure.
We should keep the
Follows us.
defenses in place.
Yeah.
Vlad flips the lever back into its original position.
Very good, and the gate begins to glow again, just like it did before.
What are they doing in there?
This way,
You
if
know what?
anything tries to follow
I have
us,
no
it will
idea.
have to get past. Well, I did
Hey,
make a door.
hey, Dirok.
What?
You're looking up at me now, bitch.
We can change that.
Oh
Alright,
god.
I can go downstairs now.
Before you go, I don't see why there is much reason to turn this off. There's literally a door in the wall. If anyone wants to follow us, it would be very easy to do so.
Well, perhaps you can go close that before it stays permanent. All you have to do is just stop thinking about it, right?
Let me read my spell description.
I'm pretty
Hold up.
sure that you have to maintain your concentration for the full duration. Then it's permanent. There, see, I remember one thing you said. Yeah, you have to maintain. I believe you have to maintain concentration for the duration. Otherwise, it.
I wonder if anyone did meld the stone and just brought
Stone shape
someone.
is instantaneous. It's one and done.
Oh, great.
No, the door is just there.
So
I could shape it.
Well,
I could shape it back, but I would rather not. Because, one, that is our escape route, and two, I'm
Well,
starting to run the one tower.
here's the thing. I'm rather tapped. How far away? Here, let's call everyone up. Let's call everyone into the lower section because I have
Middle floor or ground
yeah.
floor?
the first
The
the
first
ground
floor.
floor,
Ground
the,
floor,
the
yeah.
ground floor. Yeah, just let's go back and talk to the others. I have an idea because depending on how far we are from the Amber Temple, we may want to camp in the tower for the night.
It is now, when you finished your fight with the Vrox, it was about 3 p.m. It is now late and in Barovian fashion starting to get a little bit dark as what passes for sunlight settles. And with the mountain shading the area and the snow swirling, it is dark.
I would say if you can close it up, I would feel more comfortable. If you can't, then we'll just have to deal with it. But I feel like this may be the last safe spot that we have before we get to the Amber Temple, and I doubt the temple will be kind enough to offer us a rest area.
If we are camping here, then I can very definitely see that.
Then let's go ahead and do that. But let's talk to the others and see what they think.
Okay.
Sylvia, Dirok.
Yes.
yo.
It is starting to get very dark, and there's still a ways to go to the Ember Temple. I think this is the safest place that we will be able to find before we get there.
I think that this is the safest place. He just stares at Vlad, shaking his head.
This sounds very weirdly something that Epotus would say and not you.
Thank you, Dirok. I apologize for being an asshole earlier.
Apotus did say this. I just called you over.
He says, yeah, POTUS says it, and I agree with him.
Indeed. I agree with
Anyway.
the voice from the second dimension.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
I don't know, what do you think, Dirok? Because I would rather have at least one night of relatively fortified rest. There are spirits upstairs, but they're on our side.
I would rather that we have something over our heads so that the rock does not come for us again.
If we bring everything that we can into the tower, I doubt the rock will know that we're here unless we let it know.
Well, I could still cast the hut if we get everything inside. Sorry.
Is there a place to put our horses and Sangzor?
We can fit them inside,
And
barely.
donkey.
Well, if we
And
can
the
get
donkey?
if we can get everyone, if we can get all the the horses inside the lower floor, we can rest in the first on the next floor up, and then we can leave the roof to the spirit.
Would you give me a wisdom roll for Sangzor, please, Dirok?
Sure, that would be Sangzor's thing. Oh, that's not the right thing. Sangzor, a wisdom roll?
Yes. Just a straight wisdom roll.
That would be 13.
Okay.
If we encounter the rock again, is there a way that we can keep it within 60 feet of me for 1 minute?
I could find a way.
I could try, depending on how strong it is, I could try wrestling it to the ground.
I could just clip it.
Well, that's I
I
don't
grab
want
my
to
axe.
injure it.
We have methods.
You don't want to injure it. It killed my horse.
And now
Yeah,
you
but
have
you
a
got
goat.
Badass goat for it.
I do, but
I
the
think
horse
you
still
could-
needs to be avenged.
Okay, fair enough. But I think you still got the better end of the deal.
Dirok, I'm just going to tell you straight out, or ask you. Is vengeance for the horse you bought 2 weeks ago worth getting us all thrown off of a cliff?
Yes.
He just,
really,
he pinches the brow of his muzzle and is just like,
It's not that, like, you will get thrown off to begin with. I'll make sure that you won't.
The problem, if
I'm
we encounter the rock
not the smartest person here, but you're making my brain.
I've stopped. Anyway, if we encounter the rock, if we can keep it within 1 minute, if we can keep it within 60 feet of me for 1 minute, I can force it to work for me.
That's probably easier said than done because
That is far easier said.
unless Dirok is perfectly willing to keep its attention.
Of course.
But I would still rather just avoid it if we can, considering something that large is probably very old and knows things that it's not letting on.
Here's the funny thing about those kind of abilities. The thing you're trying to make friends with has to kind of understand you, and you kind of have to understand it. So, language is a barrier. A really bad barrier at times. Kind of help?
I would say if it returns and tries to start something with us, I am all for turning it. I'm all for slamming it to the earth and stabbing the blade through it. But I would rather not seek it out or incur.
Victor, would you be able to help me and the rock understand each other in the most literal sense possible?
Durok understands you very well.
I'm just gonna start training
yeah, what?
the horse into the
The rock, not the rock.
Oh.
Oh
Sorry.
no! Oh no!
I'm moving the horse inside. At this point in the conversation,
Legitimate. I thought that you actually did say my name. I'm
I
sorry.
heard it too.
Now we just need the rocks.
I'm just at this point. The second that part of the conversation started happening, I'm already moving my horse inside the house or inside the tower. Nope, out of this.
Your unfortunate choice of name.
Come on in, Zatra. Bring in the others.
In any case, Victor, would you be able to let me understand the bird and speak to it?
I can do that, but let's see. I forget if I can actually cast that on someone or if the target has to
And
be
for
himself. Let me check.
for the record, your cart is not inside, only your donkey. You had to disconnect them, which means currently
figured.
your sleeping arrangements are outside.
Let's see.
I mean, I'm big enough to drag it for you. What's inside your cart?
Let's see.
As a range
Yeah,
itself.
so it targets me, so I would have to act as sort of a translator, but sure.
That wouldn't work.
I
magic
will
comes
tell
from-
you the...
Vlad.
It is a poor conversationalist.
He slaps Vlad on the shoulder. It was a good idea, but I just feel like if we're going to spend 1 minute engaged with it, I would rather try to kill it as fast as possible in that 1 minute.
Fair enough. I will go fix the wall.
Always with the killing.
You know, actually, I wonder, could you make it so that there's some sort of, like, awning that we could put Victor's cart underneath so that it's not readily visible by...
Would
Vlad
While you're
pulls out
closing it
his scroll of spell description again.
Well, could you make the hut such? I don't know how its limitations are. Would it extend through walls so half of it would be outside, or 2/3 of it would be outside, so that you could be inside Sylvia and under the thing to hold it, or does it have to be
Maybe
all?
if you did it, like, right in the doorway.
That's what I was thinking.
I'm double checking. 1 second. It just says 10-foot radius of mobile dome of force springs into existence around up and above you and remains stationary for the duration.
Reading my spell again. I can put a latch on the stone door that I made. It says in the spell description, I can have up to 2 hinges and a latch.
So you can, like, lock it.
I can lock the stone door that I put in the wall.
Yes,
There's
but you
so
see...
much D&D going on right now.
Well, you see, the problem with doing that, though, is that you've created a second weak point. Why would anybody bother dealing with the first gate when they have this easy-to-break open second gate?
Because they don't know it's there.
Is it not visible from the other side?
I mean, there's definitely one way to figure that out.
If
Vlad
I were
walks.
handling it, I would handle it as a secret door, and it would be a matter of perception roll.
It would be like a Sally. You don't know it's there unless you're looking for it. And
So
since
like a dwarf door.
kind of, yes, it's unless someone is actively looking for it, they won't find it. And
I tell you
no
what,
need to be looking for a door in the wall.
we'll leave it for right now just in case we need it. But on our return journey, we'll seal it.
Oh, I mean, Seeley, you guys found the on-off switch for the glowing mist. You could always just have one person turn it off, everyone go through, and then leave that little side door for the last person to flick it back on,
Yeah, that's...
scoot out, and then, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, basically, he's just trying to make sure that, like, nobody comes from behind while we're dealing with the Amber Temple.
You're all overthinking this. Just grab a chair and put it under the handle.
You're a good man, Duroc. You're a good.
Good job.
There actually, there is not a handle on the door. It only says I can create two hinges and a latch.
Yeah, so it's just a open thing that can just open if they know it's there.
Pretty much. But I can lock it, so even if they know it's there, they
storm
have to figure out how to
begins
unlock.
to worsen considerably. The wind is swirling almost as if the snow is attacking you.
Just make it locked and then get back inside.
That locks it, and then he is going to cast Stone Shape again and make it a
You're
like,
locking
stable.
it without me inside?
But no,
No,
I'm locking the wall.
The
the wall.
portcullis,
Okay.
the portcullis.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the actual, like...
The secret door is locked, and I'm using Stone Shape again to make a little, like, section to put Victor's cart in, so it's protected. Fair enough?
Fair enough.
And then Vlad goes back inside.
Okay.
Victor, I made it so that your cart is somewhat more protected.
So, 10-foot
thanks.
radius. Am I measuring this out right?
It doesn't matter now. They got the cart handled, so it's a moot question.
Okay. Well, I wasn't sure if I was still casting the hut for sake of comfort or...
No.
Yeah, I would appreciate it.
Well, there's...
It's cold still. You can keep out the element. You can keep out the...
There's a fireplace.
Oh, there is a yes, but that will give off smoke. I prefer to have a non-detectable little orb.
Just close all the windows and doors, and then the smoke won't go out.
And go up the chimney.
That sounds like a terrible idea.
We'll hotbox it.
Yeah. And
Long kind of hotboxing.
I would say that the way the blizzard is swirling outside, the smoke is probably not going to be very visible unless somebody has some very high-level ability to see.
Pretty sure, yeah, Duroc and Epotus would probably be able to reckon that with all the storm raging outside, smoke would be, like, indistinguishable from the night sky.
Yeah,
the big problem is
might
just to make sure that we have the smoke dead before morning, and
The
that we
main-
don't let the flames.
The main problem is finding something to burn. I'm not carrying
There's
fire with
brush scattered around.
I have like 10 torches. We could just use them all.
Dude, we have like a 10-foot by 10-foot cart just sitting.
We got that too. Oh, and a casket, if I recall.
Yeah.
Victor, Druid craft some wood, go.
A wooden sarcophagus
Victor.
that was used once upon a time as a wardrobe to Narnia.
Oh, God.
Narnia. Nerny. But yeah, there's
All
quite
right.
a bit of brush. The trees are dead to the vast extent until you see down far enough on the mountain where you'd have to climb a ways down to find any live trees. Most of the trees up at your level are pretty well dead from the cold.
Climbing down the mountain or ride a goat.
Yeah, but I'm saying there's plenty of brush at your level.
As actually dead wood is better to burn than getting a fresh cut tree because it burns
Absolutely.
faster. There's no moisture.
Absolutely. You have to season wood in order to burn it. You cannot burn it when it's freshly cut.
And so Vlad takes out Treebane, or whatever it's called, and casts protection from energy, cold, on himself, and goes out to go gather some brush.
Sangzor, by the way,
Yeah, I was gonna mention.
he begins to graze on the scrub brush around the very small scrub brush around the door, and he just kind of stares at you as he munches, but refuses to go through the door.
Yeah, I start ritual casting Speak with Animals, so pretty much by the time that Vlad finishes with the chopping wood, that it should probably be available to be able to speak.
And to just cut to the chase. He basically tells you there's food out here, there's my home out here, I will stay here nearby, but I'm not going in that place.
Are you sure it is warm?
This is home. This is where I eat. And he munches another big bunch of scrub brush. He's very happily pulling up things by the root and munching away on them.
Trouble with your new companion.
Very well. If you do happen to get cold and you'd like to warm yourself, just ram yourself against the door or bleat, and I will let you in.
There's a very cozy green fire over there that you can sleep next.
Perhaps
Oh,
perhaps he could keep an eye on things with Victor while Victor.
Which one is your horse? I don't have them labeled there.
Oh, mine?
I pulled them all in, but one of them actually.
Yeah,
should be-
Zatra is.
That one? Okay.
No, that one's mine.
She's okay. Pull Zatra, I guess, back outside. Because I guess she's staying outside. Is it
She's,
a he or a she?
It's a.
Mare or a stallion?
Mare.
She and Sangzor can have a happy conversation out there.
Can goats talk to horses?
Zatra is very stuck.
Naturally.
You say she's
And
stuck
then
up?
Yeah, she's very stuck up.
Well, they'll be a perfect pair. So is Sangzor. He knows he's the finest goat on the map.
But eventually Zatra will come inside because she is not a winter horse.
Okay, well, since she's summoned, I didn't know exactly what she was.
Yeah, she's not summoned. She's basically, it's just whenever I use Find Steed again, it is a different.
Which
Alright.
means-
At least that's my interpretation of it.
Which,
Okay.
well, it's technically a summoned creature, but it is still a creature. It's just a horse. It's just a summoned horse.
It's not like a
Once
familiar
it's
where I
in-
can just poof her or not.
Yeah, it doesn't appear and disappear at whim. It stays there until it dies.
Yeah.
Or
Okay.
someone dispels it.
Anyway, but eventually Sangzor seems to be rather happily left outside. So you are inside, and what did you finally decide about the situation with Warm?
Sorry? Yes, Vlad is out and about gathering brush, and I guess we're starting a fire.
Very good.
He's also, from the time he started gathering brush, he had also cast protection from energy on himself, selected cold, which just means he has resistance to cold damage.
Very good.
So
You
he's a
are
little
able-
bit warmer while he's
You are
gathering.
able to gather enough brush to keep a small fire going, and with everything kind of closed off, you are able to keep the downstairs warm enough that with your heavy capes and things that you brought and blankets, you are able to keep fairly warm. And you did eventually drag in your coffin, Victor?
I will help
Yeah.
him.
Very good. So you guys get to sleep with a coffin tonight. Alright, you are able to make it. The snow seems to pretty well defend you through the night. It's as if it's blowing so hard nothing can make it to you. But from time to time you do hear that eagle screech from far away. It sounds like the rock is still flying and about. And you
Well.
are able to get full 8 hours sleep. In fact, if you sleep until it gets fairly light, you probably will get more like 10 hours sleep. You'll be up and about and just moving around until it gets light if you only sleep for 8. So it would be probably 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning before you would be able to really find your way on the snowy mountainside. So you may restore your spells and your hit points.
Yay.
Vlad continues working on his current healing. So, We are... New day. Let us continue on to the temple.
Agreed.
And they go on towards the temple.
I hop on Sangzor.
Vlad is riding with his eye patch down, so that if any sort of skeletrons try to attack us, I'll be able to...
Very good.
Oh, look, another gate ahead. Wonderful.
I
As
really
you come up
need
on
to-
this gate, it looks more like the picture that you saw that I had for you in Discord, out where the rock was behind it. That is the appearance of the gate. It is an open gate. There's no portcullis in it. It is an archway, like the other one was, but it is open to a bridge, and the statues on top of it are two horsemen with pikes charging at each other.
Ah. Stupid thing, Lickle. It's fun.
And I'm not getting any sort of
Too.
feeling from this.
What's your radius again, please?
Well, depth perception, it doesn't... I'll have to check that. I know that detect
depth
magic
perception is giving you nothing.
Detect magic is 30 feet. Yeah, depth perception doesn't have a range, just as far as I can see. So,
You aren't
Vlad
getting-
will...
At this point, you are not getting anything. As you approach the arch, are you going through it? Whoops. That.
We kind of need to go through it, don't we?
Yeah, I'm just saying specifically, are you, Vlad, going through it?
Oh, yes.
All right, as you step through, you immediately get a sense of illusion magic. And let me open up more visuals here. In fact, what I will do, I need to do something here real quick. And let me open up the entire map. I'll just take this off entirely at this point because there's nothing more to worry about.
Oh, that's where the bridge in the picture is.
Yes, this is the bridge in the picture. You get a sensation, you look across this bridge and you can see as you step through the arch, you can see that there's a matching gate on the other end. And there are two horsemen on that, at the top of that one as well, but one of them has been crumbled and destroyed by something that is attacked from above, it looks like. And there's one horseman on the second gate and two on the near gate. And in the center of the bridge, you can see that there's a big hole has been knocked in the railing and part of the actual walking section of the bridge. There obviously was some kind of force occurred in this section of bridge, and the center of the bridge begins to shimmer. And you see coming into view a very large, slightly larger than life man with a dark cape on a black horse with flaming nostrils and eyes.
Oh,
Hippodus and Zatra move up.
hello there, Dreadlord. Have you come to say hello?
He just smiles, a very evil-looking smile, like he's waiting for something.
I grab a
You
javelin.
also notice
Don't-
that the horse's hooves are hanging about 4 inches above the surface of the
You-
bridge.
Don't advance yet. And he'll
my
hold out
God.
an arm. Because I don't think he's really there. This is an illusion spell.
Then I have nothing to lose.
Well, throw something if you want to, but don't advance yet. I'm worried
Yep.
about what will happen.
I'm throwing the javelin.
Speaking from personal experience, it seems odd that he would pause above running water on a rickety bridge.
If, again, he is an illusion, then he has nothing to worry about.
Yeah, I throw a javelin and I'm aiming for the horse's head.
You just hear a distant sound of laughter on the wind, and he just this laugh that just fades away, but eats at you. It gnaws at you. Just this smirking, disgusting.
Yeah, we're on to your bullshit, Strahd.
What's that?
He raises up slowly the whole horse, and he raises up. The javelin went completely through him, and
So it's an illusion.
the image raises up slightly off the bridge and shifts backwards slightly, and an arm goes up and swings out in an arc over the thing, and you hear that eagle screech.
No, I don't think so. I'll cast the spell magic on Strahd.
That's Strahd.
Well, it's the illusion of Strahd. Whatever it is summoning the...
And you successfully dispel him. The illusion evaporates, but as it evaporates, you continue to hear a long, drawn-out laugh that just is so full of enjoyment of your misery. You can tell he is just enjoying every second of it.
If we're going to get across
to
this
get
bridge,
across the bridge, yes,
now.
we need to go now. Go. And
With-
he digs into Zatra's heels
Grunk,
and
grunk.
uses himself and Zatra to test the.
The bridge creaks. Portions of it fall down in the weak spot, but it does not give when just you went across.
One at a time. Go.
One at a time. Dirak, go. I'll take up the rear.
Zatra uses dash, so we get to about here.
Oh.
Dirak, go. I'll take up the rear.
I am going
I can't-
to ask each one of you to give me a dexterity roll, if you would, please. A dexterity save.
Why?
For
Wait,
us or for our horses?
Victor dislikes this quite a bit and flies across.
Is it us or for the mounts?
Actually, it would be for the mounts. Yes, you're right. It would be your mount's dex save, so you may re-roll Vlad.
I'll cast guidance on my horse. Oh wait, that only affects ability checks. Never mind.
Oh no!
Will sure-footed be in effect for
Yes.
Sangzor?
Yes,
All right.
Sangzor has advantage.
All right.
Well, that's probably not great.
Crap. Come on. Okay, so the dex.
Leaving your card, Victor.
Oh, ouch, we have one really bad situation.
Uh-oh.
Yep. My horse is just as bad.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, we have two really bad situations. All right.
I have a safety net. I got this.
Victor's cart upsets. It slides sideways on the bridge, skitters sideways, and kind of jackknifes and upsets, spilling its contents out. Lynn,
No!
I was about to say, yeah, no, that's bad.
Lynn manages to make it right about to where the bridge was at a weak spot, and her horse slides. Its legs splay out in all directions, and it's heading directly for the gap in the bridge. Are you going to do anything, Lynn?
Yes, I'm Bigby's handing to catch the horse.
All right.
Get in my carts too!
For clarification purposes, the cart slid off the bridge?
No, it has upset in the middle of the bridge, right behind Lynn. It is on its side with all its contents spilled out into the snow onto this rickety portion of the bridge. Lynn manages to Bigby's hand the gap. The horse steps with one leg onto Bigby's hand and almost throws Lynn off, but just manages to kind of fall onto its knees. Yeah, I'm going to say with that roll, it actually threw you off into the snow, Lynn. Give me a 1d4 roll, and same for you, Victor. Both of you give me a 1d4.
Okay. Could I use any of my natural acrobatics to catch myself?
I will, no, just give me a 1d4 in this case.
Okay.
Because of
I
the
figured I would
dexterity
ask.
roll that was already there. Victor took 2 bludgeoning damage from his contact with the bridge and the upsetting, and Sylvia took 3.
Victor's gonna be fine.
The
Yeah,
horse
Victor's
is,
freaking out though because of his cart.
yeah, Lynn's horse is pretty shaken and very wobbly legged and shying and eyes bugged out and is skitterish and is trying to get away from the hole in the bridge and obviously very terrified. Do you have any animal handling skills?
Who, me?
Victor does,
Not-
I believe, but I don't believe you do.
Well, Victor does, but he's being a pansy right now.
I have one of my very major weaknesses involved.
I don't have it as a bonus.
Just had to play a vampire.
Actually, I have 2 of my very major weaknesses.
Yeah,
involved.
it's your
My resting place is almost falling into running water.
You could have left it. Well, you could have left it back at the tower, but
Yeah, but then he would have been walking, which is,
well, he could have left the cart at the tower and just taken the donkey. But
Yeah, but he needs his casket to be able to rest.
okay, so
It
I
has
don't
this,
have any
like,
profici-
dirt.
all right. So I have no proficiency in animal handling,
all right. So,
but I'm willing to try it.
give me a persuasion roll.
That's gonna be simple.
Yeah, that would be simple.
Don't you have like plus 13 in persuasion? Yep.
Yeah.
You rolled a
Very
2
good.
and still got a 15.
Yeah, it takes you a little while to get him calmed down, but after a while you manage to soothe the terrified equine, who finally, with shaky legs, will allow itself to be led across the rest of the bridge. But
Okay,
it shies every time you try to get on it.
She didn't use animal handling, she used persuasion, so can we please have this be a Disney princess moment?
Yes.
I figured I'd be bonding with this horse the whole time. But it's in Valaki. I've been bonding with this horse the whole time. The end.
Like, just the whole time, it's like, where Jarek would be like, just, I am the chief animal, she's just like, oh.
Hardly.
Come
Sylvia
with
did not
me,
sing.
and
So
you'll
Victor
see the
basically
other side of
wound up-
this.
Victor basically wound up with his nose hanging over this hole in the thing. And
No,
his
Victor
cart-
flew over and let his donkey cross.
Oh,
So he's looking back in horror as his donkey slipped
Okay,
here.
I see. Okay, I didn't
Okay,
hear the flying
Once
part.
I do get my horse across, since I still have Bigby's hand active, I'm going to use the hand to start moving stuff across the bridge.
Okay.
Vlad
Like-
is also going to ride
like,
out
get
and
the-
start getting stuff back into the cart and getting.
Oh
he's
no,
going to-
I'm
And the
gonna.
donkey
calming
itself
down.
is all twisted up in the harness. You are going to
That's
have to
yeah.
spend
Well,
about 20 minutes
while the
getting
hand-
everything set right, upright, get the stuff back in the cart, and get the donkey back into its harness from where it was all twisted up.
while the hand is doing stuff to the cart, Vlad is going to focus on the donkey, try and get him, hooked back up,
Alright.
get him calm, get him across the.
Hi, let me specify what I'm going to do, because this is levels of hot messness that's all over the place. So the casket is out of the cart, yes?
Yes.
Casket gets picked up first and brought across the bridge.
Victor
wanna
like
ride out-
throws himself on it like, oh, thank you, Sylvia.
Yeah, he's just
Okay,
hugging it.
so if the donkey is twisted up in the harness, there's not much I can. If I start trying to move the cart, the donkey is gonna panic.
Right.
So you need to untwist the donkey
you
first
need to
before I
unbuckle
move
the
anything.
harness, take the yoke off of it, get the donkey on its feet, and settle down, and then get the cart righted and hooked back up onto the donkey. So that's why I said it'll take you about 20 minutes to get that cart. So all in all, your experience of getting across this bridge pushed an hour by the time you are across it. And you can still hear this screech in the distance of the rock of Mount Gakis, or Krikagakis as he calls himself, screeching from the heights.
Vlad, next time we see a bridge like that, or if we have to cross this one again, that is the time for that stone spell. I am not doing that shit again. Sylvia, I owe you one.
As he goes across, Vlad just goes ahead and slaps the bridge with. No, he'll wait until next time. Better to save the power.
Yes.
Vlad will go across.
I'm just going to look at I'm going to look at Victor and be like, just remember this the next time you decide you want to be an ass.
But shapeshifting is one of his druidic powers.
My ass is right here, and it is a very good ass.
Solid ground, or at least as solid as it can be with all the snow underfoot.
Does Vlad manage to get across?
I just gently rub my ass until it feels better.
I'm just gonna lean into the saddle of the horse and just hug mine and be like, I'm sorry.
All right.
Are we all good? Are we all safe?
All good. And
let's get away from here.
For whatever reason, you can see the rock circling above the peak of Mount Gakis in the distance, but it does not, for whatever reason, it does not attack you at this time. And with that, I will temporarily put you on the overall view.
We have successfully conquered Tulenska Pass.
We have successfully not died while going through Tulenska Pass.
We have successfully conquered Tulenska Pass.
All right, so you are about there on the map. I mean, I have to leave the grid on in order to measure properly on an X map, so it'll click around.
This river leads to Luna Lake. In Spanish, that would be La Luna Lake.
That's true. That it would be Sylvia's Lake. That's a game name for Lynn, for those of you out there who don't know. Anyway, you are now on the way to Amber Temple. You manage to climb the rest of the way without anything attacking you, but the blizzard is almost an enemy on the way up. The traveling is through difficult terrain, and it takes you the better part of the morning and part of the afternoon to move these 5 miles up to Amber Temple. But eventually, rather tired and worn out, you manage to make your way up and finally round the bend where you can actually see the temple above you. And this isn't identically what you said. I'm going to read to you what it actually looks like. This will give you a bit of an idea of what you were looking at in the darkness of the wind and storm and overcast Barovian sky that you've come to love. You see ahead of you an amber-colored facade of a temple, and the temple itself appears to be either covered in or made out of a I need amber temple, and I need this. Once this loads, I will read what you see in front of you. Rid of this to have it load. There we go. Now it's starting to load. The road fades away under a covering of snow, but it takes you far enough to see the facade of some kind of temple carved directly into the sheer mountainside ahead. The front of the structure is 50 feet high and has 6 alcoves, each containing a 20-foot tall statue. Each statue is carved from a single block of amber and depicts a faceless, hooded figure, its hands pressed together in a gesture of prayer. Between the 2 innermost statues is a 20-foot tall archway with a staircase leading down into pure darkness. And with that, I will swap your image again.
Well, we made this to the temple. Does Vlad see anything from these statues with his magic vision?
No. They appear to be just what they appear to be. They appear to be, and yes, you're supposed to see this in very dim light because of the poor lighting and the snow.
Okay.
And inside the temple, you are seeing just sheer darkness. It is as black can be, and it is obvious that those of you without dark vision are probably going to need some kind of light source.
Alright.
So here's the thing. I can use my most powerful ability to give someone true sight for an hour, but I am saving that in case
seems
we...
like overkill.
I can see fine in the dark.
I can see fine as well.
I think you're the only one.
Since when have you been able to do that?
I don't know. Since after we were done dealing with was it the I guess I'm just my eyes have started to adjust. I guess my eyes started to adjust.
Seems incredibly useful. It looks like I'm the only person that can't see.
Yes.
Well, here's the question then. Do we want to give some light so Vlad can see, or do you just want to take some rope and I'll guide you up to the temple?
You can hold my hand.
I mean, he could benefit from his light spell that lasts an hour, right?
Victor, yes, but it takes ointment, which I can make. It'll just take a short amount of time. It takes an ointment and...
Wait. I just said you can hold my hand. There's no ointment going on between us.
Victor, there is a ability that some people have
I don't want your abilities.
I'm just going to cover my face and cast the cantrip dancing lights.
Well, I can make lights. I'm trying to find out if Victor, you can cast a spell known as Dark Vigil. I know that some druids are able to cast it, not all.
I can cast it, but I did not think to prepare for it.
Fair enough. I will light up the
torches.
I will light up the tip of my mace. I'll light up a stone. Let's say I'll take out a copper piece from my belt pouch and cast light on.
For the watching audience, I will, as usual, show you what people are seeing who do not have dark vision. They are seeing it like this. So to them, that really is a blackness ahead of them. It's quite dark. For those who have some vision, they're seeing a little further.
I pretty much just see blackness, at least at the wall, but I do have dark vision, so I'm not sure if that's correct.
All right, let me check your marker. I may not have it on you. Make sure I don't. So let me give you your dark vision.
There we go.
I don't know if you want to take me off of Apotus's token, because as it is, I have access to Apotus's token, and as such can see through Apotus's eye.
Okay, let me do that. You're right. I need to do that. Anyone else that is
This
on
distance
somebody
doesn't
else's?
seem quite right.
Yeah, I can see Vlad.
I'm supposed to have dark vision 120 feet. This looks like
Yeah, I've given you 60. Hang on just a minute. I'm trying to do too many things at once.
We're adjusted.
Let's see. I was
Dawnwatch.
POTUS.
Shenanigans.
Yeah, I have
And
100.
tank.
I have 120 feet too, but it's not
I
important.
tend to reduce it a little because when it gives you 120, often you can see into rooms that have walls in between you and them. So I have to be a little bit careful on how far I extend it, but I will extend it just a bit. I believe Dirac only has 60 feet, right?
I believe so.
Is
And
it
Lynn,
regular
Dark
dark
vision
vision?
is 60 feet.
Lynn, how much
Regular
is
dark
yours?
vision.
Mine is 60 feet.
Lynn, how much is yours?
Mine is 60 as well.
Yeah. So these other
Sorry, there was
two
just too
are
much talking. I couldn't hear you.
magical. They are magical dark visions, I guess. So they are extended further. Anyway, let me do one thing at a time. I've got to find Epotus's thing and get. Roll20 suddenly has gone into its slow mode. Takes it forever to do the simplest thing when it finally gets on overload or whatever it is that happens, and it finally just says, nope, you are doing too much, I cannot do this. All right, I've taken Vlad off of Epotus, and Dirac, you said you had who?
60.
No. The
Oh, sorry.
person whose eyes you can see through. Whose eyes?
Oh, Vlad.
Okay, he doesn't have vision, but I will take you off anyway. So, sooner or later. Come on. There. All right, everybody should be just themselves now. Yeah, it looks like they are. All right, so you see only what you see now. I will take Victor and Epotus, and I will give you another 20 feet, but I'm going to reduce it beyond that because I'm trying to simulate this very, very bad storm that's swirling in front of you is part of what I'm trying to simulate. So it's hard to get that and still show you enough to be fair. So I'll make it 60 and 40 on the I dim it down a little bit in the distance to make it more realistic. So you're getting 80 and 40 now instead of 60 and 40. All right, getting just a little bit more vision in that. All right, onward and upward. So you are looking at, in this location is this doorway they described. It goes down, the stairs go down right there. And the 6 statues are spread out across this front. There's one here. If you can't see, one here, one here, one here, one here, and one here.
Vlad dismounts, says, I believe this is a good time to proceed on foot.
We can't just leave the horses out in the open, though.
No, we'll need to do something for them. I'm not comfortable sending them all the way back to...
I can make a type of shelter for them, but it will take some of my power to do so.
Let's see, I tell you what, let's,
Incidentally,
It's
one
about
square
what,
equals 10 feet on this to give you a scale.
I wonder if we could just, take them inside as best we could and hope. Yeah, basically just lead them inside to, secure the entrance, and then we'll have Zatra, and Zatra can just telepathically communicate with me if they're...
POTUS, you and Victor, with your longer sight, would just be able to tell there is an edge. The temple ends here and bends around to the side. It is possible there are alcoves one side or another.
So I guess the question is, do we want to go off the path and try to tuck them into a alcove for now, or do we want to try to bring them inside the entrance with us?
I would rather have them sheltered inside the entrance.
Yes, let's get them out of the storm.
That is my thought as well. Come on, Zatra. And Hippodus starts approaching the entrance.
Give me a wisdom roll again for Sangzor, please, Dirok, to see if he is smart enough to figure out he ought to go in.
That is a 14.
This time he kind of looks behind him at the storm and things, and he will follow you in this time. And the doorway is 10 feet wide, so Victor's cart will fit in.
Come on, Battle Goat.
Yeah.
And
If only you were a dwarf, this would be so much better.
so Hippodus, Victor, you may want to stay back a little bit, and he pulls out the sword and holds it like in front of him, so that if Victor's like behind him, his body's blocking some of the bright light.
Okay, so you get like an angle of bright light. You'll lose some of your dark vision as I do this, but I'm going to try the angle effect, which I have never tried actually.
I don't know. I'm pretty much just like he's just gonna, as we're going, he's just gonna try to position it. Like we don't need to kind of really like spend time on actually positioning things. He's just gonna try to keep it, like, unless they get into a fight, he's gonna try to keep it so that his body is between Victor and... Oh, that's weird.
I can see!
That is so weird. I like...
Yeah, the angle lets you... You'll have to move the little actual clip on your character and do that exact...
Yeah.
That is so cool.
It's
stuff like
50 degrees. You with your body blocking what's behind.
It's for stuff like a bullseye lantern, where it only shines in a cone.
Alright, so Hippodus is gonna try to start heading inside.
Would it be possible to get light on myself?
Victor,
I thought you cast it on a stone or something.
Well, that's why I'm carrying it,
so
I can see.
All right, yeah.
I assume this is too big to get the cart in there?
No, I said your cart will fit. Oh, the statue
actually,
you can't. The statue you can't.
Actually,
no.
Here is an idea. If you give my horse the 20/20 light, I can use that as the coin and just carry the horse around. So like the point of...
I'd rather give it on you because you're not going to drag the horse with you all over this dungeon.
Well, no, okay. So the reason I cast it on a coin is so that if I need to, I can toss it and the coin will carry the light with it.
Fine, and I can put something down and put light on it. But right now,
Okay.
I'm going to put it on you because I don't want the horse being tossed around in the dungeon. That just is a little too weird.
Okay, I was thinking the horse could be so that you didn't have to pull another token out.
That's no problem. I can just zap any old round circle onto the thing. I actually did it where you are right now. I have 2 tokens in the corner, giving you some sunlight on the outside. That's exactly...
I have 2 Vlads. One has light on it, so I can just toss the other Vlad around.
What happened there? How did that happen?
I dragged Vlad from the the actual side into the thing.
Okay.
So I can have them, so I just carry both at once, and then when I need to toss a coin, I can just toss the Vlad that has light on.
Okay, that works. We'll just have to remember that the little Vlad is not really there. Alright, so you step into this enormous temple. The wind whistles down, and before you go any further, there's quite a bit of explaining and descriptions that I need to do. As you step into the main entrance, you give me, let's see, now those of you with perception above 15, passive perception, immediately notice that there are arrow slits on either side of this entrance.
Stop.
I did not see it.
That's why I said stop.
That's why I'm saying you guys are getting too far. Would you back up? Just back up. Let me do the descriptions, and we'll go from there. So move yourself back.
Just back that ass up.
Yep. Rewind the tape, everybody.
Well, only Victor can back that ass up. The rest of us have.
Okay.
So,
It's the third time you made that joke tonight.
And so anyone, that's Vlad and Sylvia and Victor, the 3 of you, as you start to enter this, you would immediately notice that there are these 2 arrow slits on either side of the entranceway. They're about, from the portion you can see on the outside, they're about 5 inches wide, and they appear to widen out as they go into the rooms behind.
So Vlad says,
yeah,
Vlad would call out and say, stop the arrow slits on the sides of the wall.
Question for the DM. How long has it been since I cast the Bigby's Hand?
Oh, it's been several hours.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure it wasn't still active.
Bigby's Hand only lasts for a minute.
Yeah, it took you about 5 hours to climb the rest of the way up to this temple. It is now sometime around 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Once you get in the temple, it won't really matter what time of day it is, but at this point, it still matters.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Minor Illusion. See if the range is gonna work on this. In front of one of the arrow slits of, like, just a person, just random Joshbo, just in the way.
All right.
Just to see if it triggers any.
Person appears to be standing directly in front of the arrow slits, and nothing happens. All you hear is the sound of wind whistling down this channel and swirling around you.
Okay, maybe it requires actual people to be behind it.
Well, Epotus says, that's actually a good idea. And he starts casting Minor Illusion to create a square of just like a boulder, like a flat rock just in front of the arrow slit. Just sitting there hovering.
All right.
Like, basically, he's just trying to break line. Like, he's just going through and zapping the stones in front of it, just kind of trying to block line of sight as he moves Zatra down
It appears to be successful because nothing shoots out at you.
And that lasts for a minute. And then Epodus beholds more.
Yes, this enormous temple which lies open before him. You can see far down below you over this stone and amber combined railing in front of you. You can see a depth going down about 30 feet into a lower temple area downstairs, and to either side of you, left and right, you see doors, double doors. The ones on the left are closed, the ones on the right are open. You also see a door here. Single door.
Vlad follows suit behind Epodus.
I will follow.
Looks like we have a few doors on either side here. And then this big open area.
Vlad and Sylvia and Victor all notice that there are identical arrow slits, 3 of them on each wall on the left and the right inside the temple.
There are more arrow slits on the main chamber of the temple. This seems
They
more
are
like a
on the
defensive structure.
same level as you are now, with the temple floor some 30 feet below the arrow slits. So anything that is behind the arrow slits would be able to shoot down on anything standing in the floor of the temple.
This seems like it would be more of a defensive structure than an actual temple, which makes sense considering what we know about. I think it's worth exploring these other doors before we step right across.
I agree. Why don't we take a look to the
Deal with
left?
the horses first. What are you doing with them?
Yeah.
Leaving them here.
Leave them here.
What if we left them like down here?
Oh, that would...
Well,
No,
because then
because we're gonna be the
that puts them in. Yeah, the arrow slits can shoot down in here if there's
Once
anything there.
Assuming there's nothing in there.
Well, yeah, but
Assuming-
like.
Assuming
Always
there's
assume that
nothing in
there
there.
is.
Yeah.
Do you see that smile the demon has right now? There's
I don't-
something in there.
Look, I'm.
Or maybe there is, and then she's
I'm-
screwing with us.
Hey,
Either way, we're
hey,
not
Mike,
doing anything.
Meek, that's metagaming. You
sick to care.
What is this
Um,
fourth wall you speak of?
Is there a door over here?
Yes.
I'm gonna investigate that door to see what's in this room right here. I'm gonna dismount and I'm gonna go check it out myself.
Hey, POTUS is dismounting too.
All right.
Well,
The
I'll
door.
follow Sylvia.
The door is not locked. It swings open towards you, revealing a room, and let me get the door open for you. Revealing a room with battered, completely shattered and destroyed furniture. Mostly, it has 3 beds and a table and some chairs that are all completely destroyed. And Sylvia, when she stands at that point, with her perception,
Oh, I didn't mean to
with her
move that far in, but
move your characters where you want them. But Sylvia, at that point, as she moves along this wall, she notices that there is an imperfection in the wall at that location.
I'd like to investigate what that imperfection is then.
As you run your fingers around it, it looks like it is probably a secret door that can be swung inward away from you.
Ooh.
I'm gonna start pushing.
Okay, let me...
Did you find anything?
Sylvia found something.
Actually, Anna, I hate to say this, but can we take this off?
Can we take what off? The sword?
The directional thing,
Yes.
like it's neat and all, but it's like it's
Driving you crazy, that's
making
fine.
me
Yeah, let me
a little
take
bit.
it off. Yeah, I understand. Let me take it
We
off.
can just say that I'm like he'll lead with the sword into the other room so that Victor doesn't get zapped.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right,
Victor's kind of keeping his distance. He sees what Oppose is doing, but is very cautious of it. Rather take his chance with the arrow slits.
It's okay, Victor. You can
Whoops,
stay
I
near
didn't
me.
take the direction off. Hold on. I changed the extent, but I didn't take the direction off. There we go. That should be more like you want to see. Now you can stand up again. You don't have to be bouncing around on your head. Okay. So Sylvia opens it and she finds an utterly, totally empty room. There's not even any shattered pieces of wall or furniture or anything. It's just completely empty. Clearly was intended as a guard room at one time.
Is it the room with the arrow slits?
Mm-hmm. You can see the arrow slits at the far end of it.
Hey guys, think I found a place we can set up base camp.
Oh, this looks interesting.
Lad wanders.
I'm assuming that this room, like
And
the
that
room
lab
across the
token is
way,
huge. I don't know how it got so. I guess that's the second one you pulled in. Is probably why. I'm
The
going to
second
shift.
one doesn't have light on it.
All right, that's the one with light on it that you just moved.
No, the one it's this one
want,
right here has
I
light
want to
on it.
make it very small, so we know which one is the real Vlad and which one is. But the real Vlad was almost half again the size of the other token, so I had to shrink it down.
This should go out to 20 feet and then another 20 feet beyond that. I can put an aura up if you want to use that as a basis.
No, you should have the right amount. I've given you 40 and 20, which is right.
It's 20 and 20.
No, by the way Roll20 works, it's 40 and
Gotcha.
20. 40
My
full,
apologies.
20 feet is where the dim starts.
Okay, my apologies.
You are on, I will double check it, but you are on 40 and 20.
so I think we can tuck the horses in here.
Are you sure they'll fit?
The horses will have trouble getting through this door. This is a person-sized, small, guardable kind of door.
I mean, if we need to sleep, this might be a decent place, but...
Yeah, just trying to figure out if there's a good place to keep them out of sight.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. We should look at these other larger doors.
Yeah, can't hurt.
Let's go over here. And Epotus goes to open this door.
All right, I am going to, we're about to end for the night, so here's how it's going to go. Let me, first of all, I'm going to take off some of the hidden areas so that it shows on the stream. And I've got to judge where it goes to. I think it goes to there. Yeah. All right. Now I will have to do two things here. First, I have to do this. If it will. Okay, maybe I had it on objects and tokens. Nope. Once again, it's not taking on any of the overlays. Come on. One of these has to work. There it is. All right, I'll put that on. Well. And put it on the dynamic layer. Now I can open the doors properly once I get these shifted to where they need to be. All right, now the door swings open in two directions. They swing back How are you trying to open the door stealthily, or are you just barging in?
This is Epotus.
Okay.
Vlad uses thaumaturgy.
Yeah, the door slams open, and you look in on the sight of what appears to be 5 sleeping barbarian-looking sort of forms. They are covered in fur blankets, and they are down, and in the middle of the room, sleeping, is an enormous lupine animal. And that is where we will leave it for next week.
They're all
I need to go get
people out
Sangzor.
here.
I need to go get Sangzor.
Their head lifts up, and they stare at you and start
I should
to
be
move.
like the ultimate barbarian because I have Sangzor and I have the blood spear.
Yeah, you're
Good
already,
evening, gentlemen.
You're already king of the barbarian.
Yeah. So yeah, Sangzor follows Dirak, and we'll leave it there.
Okay.
I just busted this open like I'm your hype man.
Actually, you never touched the door.
Are you ready
As
to
you're-
de-rock?
As you were touching the door, it gave way before you, Thumb.
You don't have to. Like,
You don't have to
You
slam the
don't
door
always-
open.
you don't always. The thaumaturgy's just as.
I know.
Let me kick a goddamn door open.
The last time you
This-
said you broke your foot.
Listen,
Shut up.
I just remember Death House with the mimic. I'm trying to keep you guys safe.
Yeah.
I can't use thaumaturgy on a mimic.
Well, with
You know,
that,
here's the thing though. We haven't ran into a mimic since then.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of worrying about like a very
Amber
specific
Temple.
situation that might like not likely happen. But,
Amber Temple, if anywhere, this is the place.
True.
Anyway, stream is over.
Yeah. Sorry,
and
DM.
so at that point, we'll say goodnight to all of you. I hope you enjoyed their experience. They are now heading down into the Amber Temple, which is well known to be one of the more dangerous aspects of Curse of Strahd. So we'll see what happens to the group next week. We hope you'll join us next time, and join us on Saturday for Are You Sure? And those of you who have significant others, it will be Valentine's Day. I'm wearing my Valentine's sweater in honor of it. So if you have a significant other, remember them this week, especially guys who tend to forget things like that. So remember that it is Valentine's Day. I have been giving my husband hints for the last 2 weeks, and last night he said, "Is Valentine's Day coming?"
way to just call him out.
Oh boy.
I actually had him say that one time, standing in the middle of a Walgreens store that had banners strung across the ceiling, balloons flying all over the store, big signs and hearts all over everything, and he's standing at the checkout stand, and he kind of looks around and goes, "Is Valentine's Day coming?"
So he's got low perception.
Yeah. Years ago, I gave up. I just made the restaurant reservations myself. I don't even try. By the way, dear, we're going out to eat tonight to my favorite restaurant. With that, I will wish you good night, and I hope you start your own game this week and join us next weekend. Good night.
All right.
Adios.
Later, folks.